Hello, hello. I sometimes don't know about myself, so don't mind me. I can be very silly when I want to. But I'm going to let Facebook do what it does. I'm back. So the last 2 days, what's today, Wednesday? So the last 2 days I've been shut down from Facebook. So Thrive Abundantly had to be recorded and posted to YouTube and put up there. So Um, let me make sure that all my bases is covered. Yeah, we're live. All right. So I'll wait a couple seconds for Facebook for people to tune on. I'm glad that I'm back and able to be here and see. You can say your comments and everything up. Looks like I'm freezing. Let me just make sure I'm not. All right. So we are live. Okay, let me make sure I'm not freezing. Okay, I think we're all good. Okay, so I think we're all good. For those who do and do not know me, my name is Lauren L.C. Thriva, and I am the Thriving Entrepreneur, and I coach women and entrepreneur women in their business to help thrive in your business. So you are tuned into Thrive Abundantly TV. This is where, we have a safe haven, a place for entrepreneurs who are thriving and moving and looking to take leaps and bounds in their business. So hold on, sorry. I hope you guys don't hear any back noise. So as I always say, I'm here to make you go, and gut check you into your business. Sometimes as an entrepreneur, you got to start being able to develop, some tough skin. We can't be overly sensitive, especially when it's something that we have to be in a place to grow. You know what I mean? If we're in a place that we want to excel and make leaps, to improve, to go to the next level, to, make more money and things like that, we have to be able to take constructive criticism. Even if it's not, a lot of times it's true, just maybe the person who delivered to you didn't know how to give it constructively. So we have to know how to be able to be in a place to, be willing to grow. If you're not, then you're going to continue to hide under the rug and you're not really an entrepreneur. A real entrepreneur, or you're at a stage that you have to continue to grow. So let me kind of take that back, because I've been at a space where I used to be, at the beginning of my entrepreneur journey. I've been on this journey. I started this journey 12 years ago, and I was one of those people not willing to work. I never forget what made me like kind of turn the other way and run away in a way with entrepreneur is one of my mentors and coaches at the time, have shared, things that I should have done as my business, like, and I didn't get that it's important, it's important. Like it was times where I didn't want to work or do anything. I wanted to, go hang out, party and stuff like that. And I didn't know how to merge my life and my lifestyle with my business. So it was like a big change over for me. Like I said, I was only like 18, 19. So I've been, I wasn't coachable at the time. So it was like when something was told, it was like, you should have brought your, your business card or something. I was like, I don't got time for that. Like, what you mean? Da, 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 da. And, I just wasn't ready. So I'll take that back. Forgive me for saying that, you're not an entrepreneur, but you have a long way to go and just continue to work on yourself. Like, so don't feel bad or anything like that. Like I said, this journey is, I definitely learned that it's nothing for you to have self-pity or feel bad about yourself or anything. It's just enjoy the journey and take strides. If you're at a space where you're stuck, definitely always put yourself in a place where you have a mentor or coach or anything like that, to help you, where someone can continuously tell you these things and help you along the way. Like literally on the journey, you need someone to walk along the way, see where, your blind spots is, tap you on the back or whatever the case may be. And, just keep shoving you along the way. So with that being said, for those who are tuning in, definitely type in the chat where your city and state where you're tuning in from, where you at. And we're going to go ahead and start on the topic. I got some really good goodies for you guys today. So those who were on my mailing list already, I got a couple emails that was saying they were looking forward to this. So like I said, this will be recorded and you guys can tune in for, wherever at the time, because I know this is in the middle of the day. But I have some really, really good information and tips that I've learned. Like I said, I've been to many seminars and workshops. Columbus, Ohio. What's up, Keith? Thanks for tuning in. Definitely, if you are tuning in, please share this, because I'm going to open up some nuggets, and it may make you in a place that it may tear jerk you a little bit, depending on where you are with this. And, it may kind of shake you in a space. But like I said, I am here to make you go, and sometimes gut check you a little bit, because this is the way you're going to grow. So this week's topic has been about money, and finding ways to talk about money. So on Monday, I shared, what did I go into details? I have to kind of remember. Monday, I shared specific topics about, I think I talked about, residual income, because some of the topics that I know we talked about that I made sure I kept notes on is, multiple streams of income, residual income, linear and residual income, and what's the difference and what you should know, where you are and where you're growing. So that was part one. Part two was going over, I also gave examples of the six kinds of residual incomes and what fields and expertise and things like that and how they get paid on that. I believe that was part two. You need to watch part one and two. I posted it on my page. It's also on YouTube. If you just look up my name, LC Thrive, it'll come up. I don't think anybody has my name. So, or like I said, you can look on my business page, which is CEO LC Thrive, and it's all down there. It's a lot of great material where I shared about the essentials. I also gave 9 characteristics on creating a lifelong stream of income. So that was discussed yesterday. And now, y'all know I'm always talking about how to get into the mind. The mindset is major, especially in this entrepreneur journey, no matter what it is and what you do. So what I want to talk about is money blueprint. If you are familiar with money blueprint, let me know, type in your chat or whatever, or, if this is something that you're looking to, get more understanding on, or it's just something you never quite heard of. There is, 4 money blueprints of what it is, but all of us have, a personal ingrained money that's pretty much in our subconscious. Like, our subconscious mind is always on and running, whether you're asleep, awake, or whatever. And, these are basically, we all have mental blocks and everything. It's not just money. You have the same mental blocks that is ingrained with you when you want to particularly lose weight. And this is, I've helped clients with that before. You have mental blocks on, you doing well in school, your education, what do you think, or whatever. But we have, like I said, a money blueprint in all of us that has been ingrained in our subconscious mind that will determine where you are. So it will say if you are, blocked or released, or if you have a blockage, or if you released yourself, or be able to have like a stream of, income or whatever it is that's coming from that space. But it will determine your financial, success, like where you are, your financial level of where you're going to be. So there's a lot of concepts that you guys need to kind of understand, especially how the mind works. When I was studying psychology, I'm very intrigued with stuff like, you know, you ever wondered why there's some people out there that seems to just everything works out for them, or there are certain people that just seems to get rich while other people are always particularly stuck or dormant of just a certain level of success or whatever. Like, you ever seen those type of people? I've seen that many times before, where it's just like everything this person does, they can't get it right, or everything this person does always seem to, or whatever. The same things that it is blocking them in different areas is the same thing that is blocking you or releasing you to excel when it comes to money and your income, and how to receive it, give it. There's like, money is energy. Everything is a space of energy. So how you hold that is really determined on a lot of things. So as I shared, there's 4 types of money blueprints, and one is cultural, is not race. Do not confuse it with race, but it's definitely cultural. 2 is your household. A lot of times this may not affect certain people, because some people use what they did or did not have as a motivation, but it is something to be aware of, because it could be adopted in some way. So, you have the household. 3 is spiritual. What is your spiritual beliefs behind money? And then gender. So I'm going to go a little bit more further in each category. So when it comes to culture, there's certain cultures that have a way of believing and seeing, particularly about money, right? And it's not in full. Like I said, this is not exact, because you have people of all cultures that you have a certain perception of what they feel about money, and not even about money. It's just a way of life. You have your good and bad. It's universal law. So if you guys never learned about that, that's something that you should definitely look into, because the truth is, what I'm about to share with you is not Lauren said it or think, it's law. So look up, there's 12 universal laws that I can, I'll maybe do that as a video as well, to talk more about. Let me kind of write that as a note. To talk more about that. This is something that important to kind of understand, but it boils down, like, as far as universal law or whatever the case may be, is set in dormant. So what I mean, as far as the 4 things, so I discussed as far as culture, there are certain ways and beliefs that certain cultures feel about money, and the way how they live, and things like that, where money is not a factor of importance. Now, I understand certain places where you live in the world has a lot, or whatever the case may be, but we're not going to get too deep in that, because it can go wholly left, and I don't want to step on toes as far as any kind of like beliefs, especially when it comes to cultural as well as spiritual. But as far as spiritual, certain ways of how you perceive money, people look at it a certain way. People have just a set picture and a segment of what they feel money is, like, and what it holds, and the truth behind it. And you have certain things where a lot of things where people feel like conspiracies behind it and things like that. But all of those things being said, plays a major factor of what you hold onto it, and how you create the blueprint of your future. So this is why I talked about the money blueprint. As far as household, it's very important to know what is being said when you're in your household growing up. I know for me, it was, I've always looked at money was such a struggle to get. It was something hard, or something to keep. Bills was just backed up. Money don't grow on trees. What do you think? This isn't a bank, and stuff like that. I never was a kid that always asked for stuff in money. So it wasn't like these things were always told, like, what do you think, I'm a bank? But I have definitely heard it, or seen my fellow friends and stuff, their parents tell them that. So Um, and the fourth one that I talked about is like gender. There are certain ways and stigmas about how people feel and think when it comes to, with women and men. Men, as far as in the working world, do tend statistically to make more money than women. So that does a trigger in your subconscious, as if like, I'm not more than enough, or I can't as a woman do this or make more money and create a flow, or to be wealthy or rich. You have, and this was something that was definitely big for me. I felt like, I've always known men to be like, the one to go for it and things like that. So it does have, it plays a factor in your money blueprint. So like I said, all of us have something ingrained. You have to think about it. I just wanted to touch on the different types for you to dig in, but let's get a little deeper with this. So, also there's times where, where you look at people. When I asked you ever wondered why there's some people that seem to get rich and some people who just always struggle or stay in the struggle, or there's been known for people to get rich. They got lucky, maybe won a lotto or something, and then lose it immediately. So, statistics have showed like within the next 2 to 5 years, don't quote me on that, but it's very short of time, that most people who win the lottery ends up being dead broke, because a lot of things that they lacked and missed, they didn't have, such as like financial education, what to do with the money or anything like that. So also, although that plays an issue, if you're lacking knowledge, of course, but their money blueprint really set the way of what their financial future and success is going to look like. And I'm talking about those who won the lotto and end up going broke. So, if you ever looked at that and wonder, like, what is it about them? Are they, is it that they're lucky? Is it that, these people are more rich because they're smarter than me? They got more skills, timing, and all that. Those may particularly, of course, play a factor, but guess what? It's much deeper than that. It's more than that, because guess what? Some of those skills, those things like that, are obtainable where you can learn. You can sit there and learn all these things. You ever seen people, I definitely seen this because I'm one of these people who've gone to tons of events and seminars and stuff like that. And you ever see people when they come back, they're at the same place, like nothing's changed in their life. They're still saying the same old sad story, bring out the violins, and they just haven't moved forward of anything in their life. It's not because they lack the knowledge or anything that they learned or they didn't apply it. Now, there's been many times where I took that knowledge and then hit the gates running, but then guess what? They end up losing steam and slowing back down, and they're back to status quo. You ever wonder why? Like I said, it's law. It's universal law. It's not about, so much of the education and things, because these things can be attained. They are stuck in their subconscious, and their money blueprint is at a low. That's the truth. That's where it falls down to, because there's a belief system that they have with themselves from things that happened in the past that got them stuck. You know what I mean? So when they're learning from a millionaire and he's saying exactly what to do, and you can't learn it or apply it, is because they have somewhere stuck in their subconscious that's leaving a blockage, or they may have a cap on their financial knowledge. Financial, not knowledge, financial, what they obtain financially as far as money or earn or whatever the case may be. There's a cap, because somewhere they may have, if I make more than 6 figures, I'm going to pay all these taxes, or I'm going to get stuck, or everybody's going to want something from me, or, I don't know what to do with the money, or I'm scared to make money. I remember Lisa Nichols, she had a interview, and she was saying that she was stuck, and in her money blueprint, her mom, she used to hit her pockets is hot. Like, she couldn't make too much money because, her pocket's hot. She wants to spend it. So Lisa Nichols was saying, as a child, as she learned, she was always afraid to make more money. So she was like scared to make it. So that was something that was said in her money blueprint. So I want to talk about I'm going to kind of continue more on this because it's so much deeper. And I have a lot of great tips and feedbacks on this. So I'll continue a little bit because, like I said, I like to keep this chat pretty short, between 20 to 30 minutes, because I know sometimes people are tuning in from, work or between meetings or whatever. But I want to talk about conditioning, because what I'm talking about in your subconscious, I'm talking about conditioning. So, conditioning is about like what influences you in ways, and there's three ways of how this can do. And like I said, a lot of this conditioning starts from a child. So these particular things that I'm going to share with you is what has influenced you on ways of how you think about money, how you think about, rich people, stuff like that. So when I talk about, the three ways, there's three layers, right? So you have the first influence, the second influence, and the third influence. So let me go on. Hold on, I got a couple quotes. Yes, it's about strategy and discipline, absolutely. But that's important, but it's, like I said, it's deeper than this. I'm not sure when you tuned in, but it goes a lot deeper because it's all about within your subconscious. So, you can be as important with strategy and discipline, but if you don't believe in yourself that you can apply these strategies and disciplines based on how stuff that you've seen, and I'm going to go into details about the influence and how this affected you, those strategies and discipline is just, you're just stuck. So the first influence is verbal programming. So if you have notes, if you're taking notes, got a pen and paper, definitely write this down. So your first influence is verbal programming. So, it's what you heard when you were young, about money. Like, they always want something from me. Bill collectors always come. Oh, what does that say later when you grow up and you start having bills? You're scared, it can influence you in a good and bad way. It can influence you as a motivator to make more money, so you never have to hear that. Or, as far as like, I don't want the bill collectors coming for me or anything like that. Or it can leave you in that you're stuck in the same situation. So like I said, it has two ways of how this can affect you. So the first influence, as I said, is verbal programming. Think about it. What did you hear about money, successful people, getting rich, bills, things like that as a child? So, was it, even actions, and stuff like that. Like, were you raised to never answer the phone because this bill collector's always wanting money? So, you kind of have this stigma about money. So that's one, and that's happened in my growing up. So, and then the second influence is modeling. What did you see happen or do stuff about money? I'll definitely share, as far as on my part, I've seen people fight over money, relationships broken up over money, people get killed over money, things like that. So what did you see about money? I've seen where if someone got to the top and make a lot of money, now this person is being attacked or things like that. So that was a personal thing. I had to break the chains in myself because I always felt like, oh, people are going to come for me and rob me or, things like that if I make a lot of money. So it's a blueprint. You got to be careful. You got to be careful what people tell you, because I've had a lot of people share, don't talk about, I don't talk about how much I make or anything like that, but it is important that we have these conversations. But because if we never talk about money, that's why we don't know what to do with it. But we have to talk about deeper about it before we talk about money. That's why I'm taking you guys on waves. So last week I talked about, growth and development and stuff like that. Now I'm talking about digging deeper in your subconscious. Then making money is easy once you believe it, because you look at money, so it's like I said, it's just paper and energy and things like that. But if you don't dig deep in, get all the roots, the hard wires, what kind of spyware and things like that you're having in your programming, because like I said, your subconscious is like a computer, it's always running. So if we don't dig deep enough, like I said, I don't care how much someone teaches you the skills and things like that. If you don't have that belief within yourself to apply, or you will apply, but you have a cap somewhere. So, you may have a point where you apply these things, but you only get but so far. You know what I'm saying? You only make up to 50, like, you only make up to 50,000. Like with me, I kept wondering in the past, why did I keep getting all these jobs that wasn't like barely $30,000? And I mean, of course, it was like fields and stuff like that, but a lot of things had to factor in of what I thought of myself. My money blueprint was very low from a lot of things that I thought, and I had to dig into this. So I'm sharing the exercise. Like I said, I paid thousands of dollars for these particular workshops, and this is something that you should definitely look at. And I'm going to finish off with this, and then I'm going to continue this conversation tomorrow. So definitely share this chat, with others, and definitely tune in tomorrow. Follow my page, CEO LC Thriver, and make sure that you like the page so that you can keep up, because I'm going to go deeper in this tomorrow. But I'm going to leave you off with this. The third influence is specific incidents that happen. So what did you experience when it came to money? Was it a time where you might have been hurt over money, or a time where someone stole from you, or a time where whatever it is, I can kind of create. So with me, I had a lot of things where I was always losing money. So I had to kind of look at like what is going on, or am I particularly like thinking, or what's going deep. I always, when something happens, like you have to remember, life happens. It doesn't just happen to you. It reacts to you, and it's based off your subconscious. So this is way past just money. It's about everything that happens to you in life. So when stuff happens, I always think about like, what am I, I dig deeper, what I mean? Like, what am I experiencing? What am I telling myself? What happened? What do I think? And stuff like that. And a lot of stuff starts to unfold and come out. Once you realize it, you get it. So everything, remember this, guys, everything is a mental game. You get what I'm saying? And like I said, it goes into subconscious thoughts. You get what I'm saying? There's a thing that you could look into and understand it's all about, like neuro-linguistically programming. Okay, so you have to always think like, what kind of things have been programmed to me? How am I? It's not to say you're doomed, but when you start realizing this and being able to start breaking the chains from yourself, you could. Now, it's not to play the blame game, because I went through that too. When I started to realize, I'm like, oh that happened because you're still leaving yourself stuck. It's more about realizing it, sitting down, understanding your programming, understand how your mind works, or whatever the case may be. Acknowledge it, break the chains, and give yourself a new agreement. One of the books I'm reading is called The 4 Agreements by Don Miguel. It's another last name, but just look up 4 Agreements by Don Miguel. And it's a really good book, because this is where he talks about, being impeccable with your word, never take anything personally and stuff like that. And that can go on to another, chat series. But once you understand these things of where was these layers of influence and how it influenced you, and in this case we're just talking about money, but in your life as well, then you can be able to see where stuff started for you. You get what I'm saying? So let me type in the chat real quick. You have to learn how to. What? I promise y'all can read. You have to learn how to learn so your brain could simplify what's being taught, aka your subconscious. I agree. Yes, definitely. So I gotta go. I know I made this a little longer than I typically do, but this gets deep, guys. Like I said, I went through, it was like a 3-4 day workshop or whatever, about this, that kind of digged in. And like I said, I have coaches and mentors that continuously that knows this to teach. And these are things that I teach over to my clients and share and start digging in, because like I said, it'll keep coming up. So it's just something for you to look at. Like I said, I'm going to go over the 3 influences again, and then I'm out. The first influence is verbal programming. The second influence is modeling. And then the third one is specific incidents. So as this was helpful, lovely one, Kelly, thanks for sharing. Absolutely. You're welcome, Queen. So tune in tomorrow. Share this if this was helpful for you. Definitely give me some hearts and thumbs up. I'm Lauren LC Thriver, the Thriving Entrepreneur. I'm here to help you exceed, excel, make you go and gut check you into your business. So tune in tomorrow. We're back live. I also think I might have get blocked the rollouts. You're not supposed to put any like banners and rollouts on your video. So I'm not going to do it. So hopefully, everything goes well and stuff. Tomorrow you see me same place here live tomorrow at 12:30. So LC Thrive is signing out. Have a good one, guys. Enjoy your day.